hab's doch sogar leiser gemacht.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Also wir haben Ladykiller, Slay an Innocent. Aber ich hab doch niemanden geslayed. Dann and they lived happily ever after, it's all she wanted. Nur 28,8%? Ja, warum ist niemand nett zu der? Und the bloat you've grown und an idealized vessel. Bring the deconstructed damsel to her. 20,5% nur. Also da bin ich jetzt enttäuscht.
You're here to...
Oh, skip. Ich kann skippen jetzt. Warte mal, aber jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, wenn ich anziehen Text. I'm not sure. Also, lassen wir das. Klar. Ja, ich wollte schon immer da Monarchen töten. Viva la Revolution und so.
That's the spirit.
Revolution. Let's go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Jetzt kennen wir schon. Ja, let's go. Auf geht's. Wir sind erst lieb zu ihr und dann stich dich. Nee, einfach stich dich.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale.
Skip, skip. Hier.
You take the blade from...
Skip, skip. Skip, skip. Hey, ich bin da, um dich zu töten.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Klar?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Hey, die ist doch angebunden.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Hier, ich stehlere meine Nerven und wir gehen vorwärts.
You step forward.
Let's go.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Nee, ich bin da, um dich zu
She's
töten.
unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Ja.
End this.
Ja. Ich slay die Prinzess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
So einfach geht's doch.
Oh,
Ja. Na.
this is it, isn't it?
Ja, hab ich gut gemacht, hä?
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
Ja, klar.
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Natürlich, sie ist tot. I feel like she has to have some kind of... Hä, natürlich, sie ist tot.
Yes, exactly.
Natürlich.
It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Ach, Quatsch.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Drauf auf die Frau. Hallo, die ist
But
tot.
that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Oh, okay.
I'm so glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or
Naja,
years
schon, weil ich
or
nichts zu
even
essen habe.
decades.
Also,
It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just going to stay here forever,
ja,
right?
klar. Didn't you hear the narrative? I'm happy. We're happy. Ja.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Das ist jetzt aber Korinthenkackerei, ne? Du. I'm okay, maybe I'm not happy and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. Nein, wir sind glücklich.
Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices' pleas fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Ja!
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Past the point of no return. There's no going back now. Okay, maybe I'm not... Okay, vielleicht bin ich nicht happy.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right.
Hero.
It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Me? Würde also das Blade zu usen nicht bedeuten, dass, also du weißt schon, dass es uns töten will? Wären wir dann nicht so tot und sowas?
How astute. You are absolutely correct.
Ah gut, ich bin noch
Using the
schlau.
blade to kill
Schön.
yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever.
Aber das wissen wir ja
I
nicht.
know this is out there, but trust me, I know
Also ich meine, wir
using
waren
the
ja noch
blade
nicht
will
forever
work.
hier.
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be
Ja,
happy.
da hat er recht. Der Held ist blöd. If we die, die. Ja, also hoffentlich hast du recht, weil also ich wäre ziemlich sauer, wenn wir wirklich sterben würden. Oh, Rechtsklick ist übrigens speichern. Und dann machen wir das doch gerade, wenn ich da war.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want.
Okay. Deal.
I
Warte mal,
made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate. Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Können wir die Krone haben? Braucht die.
You pick up the blade, You stab yourself and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Hat sie abgenommen. Ein bisschen. The Spectre. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin.
Ich kann nicht skippen,
And in
warum
the
nicht?
basement, you're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sign. Okay, no, but I killed myself. What am I doing here? Ja, ich habe mich selbst getötet.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Warte mal, wir waren noch nicht. 20% haben nur past the point of no return. There's no going back now. Wir werden gut.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Ja, vielleicht.
That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Ja!
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Ja, also dann gehen wir. Töten wir sie
A
nochmal.
warning before you go any further.
Ja, bla bla.
She will lie.
Ja,
she will
ja,
cheat.
die blöde
She
Kuh.
will do
Ja,
everything in
deswegen
her
töten wir
power
die
to
jetzt.
stop you from slaying
Die
her.
Drecksau, die Dumme.
Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
Also ich mochte den ersten ja, aber der kalte ist auch lustig.
The interior of the cabin is cold.
Oh.
A soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Ich nehme einfach hier.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Wir gehen. Wir töten die einfach. Einfach so.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an
Das ist das
old
Schönste
banister
bisher.
and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick
Wer hat
chain.
unsere Prinzessin
Okay.
geslayed?
She's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Hallo?
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin.
This is
And finally,
Halloween, this is
the rest of the body
Halloween,
floats up to join the
Halloween.
head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Hä, die ist viel hübscher jetzt.
Ghost! Oh, wow.
Ja.
How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
Oh, diese Stimmen, also
The
das
princess
ist voll gut
drifts
gemacht.
across the
Oh Gott.
room into your orbit,
Hallo?
gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
Wird es jetzt so erotisch?
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Dominik, schreib auf, das Thumbnail für das wird sein, dass ich in der Mitte bin und sie umkreist mich. Ja? Verstanden? Hast du? Oh, slay ich die gleich? Oh, ich will die nicht einfach slayen. Warte mal, wir speichern hier rüber und wir laden dann.
I see you brought that annoying knife again. So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
See, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you about in the woods. This already happened. We killed her. I killed you. What are you doing not being dead? Do you know why you came back? Stop playing the victim. You threatened me last time. I'm sorry I killed you last time. I shouldn't have done that. Do you want me to die? Do you want me to kill myself to satisfy some sort of sick revenge fantasy? Because I already did that and it wouldn't be hard to do it again. I'm sorry, is there any way I can make it up to you? The people you wanted, you tricked me and no. I knew I'd win again. Oh God. I died too and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Finde ich gut.
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm,
Händchen
her
halten,
eyes still
endlich.
fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
Fleischwolf, ii.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
Yeah.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Besitz mich. What if I say no? This would just be temporary, right? You leave once we're out of the cabin. If I let you in, do I still get to be in control? Before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. I was told you'd end the world. Ja, klingt super. Mach mal.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
A do-over. Oh.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary
nicht
movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Mhm. Ja, traurig,
So,
oder?
it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor. Are they also supposed to be you?
Nee?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Naja, schon ein
It's
bisschen.
okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm... a voice? I'm me, is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
Quatsch.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Nee, the princess. Nee, wir gehen jetzt.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn?
Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Hat
Maybe
recht?
the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
Toll! Deal!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Oh, ich bin so müde. Es tut mir so leid.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough,
Hat der grad Shit...
was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the
Aber nicht
ground.
nett.
You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
Yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
I'm out. You actually freed me, didn't you? Mm-hmm. I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, killer.
Gern doch!
Don't mention it.
I think this was where I meant to be.
You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Ja, ne, vertrau mir, wird schon
It feels
okay.
so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Ja, hier, wir sehen uns auf der anderen Seite. Komm schon, das kennen wir doch alle.
If you say so.
Ja, jetzt komm. Die
trust
anderen
you.
haben sich auch nicht so angestellt. So, dann gucken wir mal. You approach the mirror. Gucken wir mal. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The decay you've withered. Was? You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Aber...
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in where
Hätte sie nicht töten
directions
sollen?
my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
It doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
Nein! If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. Ja.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
Do you know what happens to the world we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Have you figured out what you want when we finished?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with.
Die ist so nett.
Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Gott, also, das ist eine nette. Ja, genau. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Ich bin bereit, zurückzugehen.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Darf ich mich
You're
verändern?
on a path in the woods,
Also,
and at the
wenn ich jetzt das mache. Kriege ich eine Belohnung?
yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Sollte ich jetzt einfach mal versuchen... Also wir testen jetzt, weil jetzt weiß ich nicht, was ich machen soll. Also wir versuchen jetzt mal, sie zu töten und dann wieder zu töten. Außer es wird jetzt was anderes. Also sage ich einfach... Ja, let's go. Ach nee, ich rede aber nicht mit ihm. Ich sollte ihn vielleicht auch einfach
You make
einmal
your way up the
komplett
short
ignorieren.
path to the cabin.
Warte mal, ich glaube, das lassen wir weg.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
Wir nehmen das
You take the blade.
Das Blade. Beyblade.
The door to the basement
Wir skippen. Ich töte dich.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Ich mache einfach.
You step forward.
Ich slay die Princess.
You lunge.
Ja, ich bin mir nicht sicher.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there.
Willkommen zurück, Dominik. Lass dir
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Oh, ich weiß es nicht. Wir removen mal das
You
Messerchen.
lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side. What was that?
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Ah,
Let's get out of here.
romantisch.
It's too late for that now.
Deine
You
Zähne.
collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort,
Er ist doch
the
romantisch.
little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
Bis denn dann.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth.
Oh
Everything
mein Gott, ja.
goes dark, and you die.
The Razor. Gott.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Ja.
And in the
Oh,
basement of
ich hätte
that
versuchen
cabin
müssen, ob wir das
is a
also
princess. You're here to
gleich
slay her.
wählen könnten.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oder ob das gelockt war. Ich ignoriere den jetzt einfach. Wir gehen dahin.
A warning before you go any further.
Ja, ja, das kennen
She
wir
will
doch schon.
lie.
Ja, ja,
You
ja,
could
ja,
have just-
ja. Ich glaube, das war auf Lock. Ja, also ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob es einfach nur ausgegraut war, weil wir es schon mal gemacht haben,
The
so als
interior
Anzeige,
of the
oder...
cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass.
Aha.
The only furniture of note is a pointed table with
Und
a
die kommt da
pristine
nicht raus.
blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Wir gehen nochmal zum...
You
Spiegel.
walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Ist immer das gleiche.
I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago. Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing tricks on us.
Ich glaube, wir machen dann
this
wirklich
place.
immer so eine komplette Ignorier-Dings. Wir nehmen das
You take the
Messer.
blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Sieht ein bisschen aus wie so ein Kürbisgesicht. Also
Feels a bit
Auge,
better to
Auge,
have a weapon
Nase,
in our
Mund.
hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Oh. Na ja, gut, wenn wir schon da sind, ne?
Scrape?
Ich hab Rechtsklick gemacht, Entschuldigung.
She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants to get in our head. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time. As you descend the final step,
Oh,
the form of the
Hübschi.
princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
Das ist ein komisches Fenster.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Niemand muss sterben.
Of course not. At least not now, because you're here to save me. But you'll have to come close.
Close.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us.
Jetzt
if
sei
we
doch
get
nicht
close to her.
so.
She certainly feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed?
Yeah.
You. So
Die
stop
kann mir
second
gar
guessing
nichts.
yourself and do your job. But I'm nervous.
Seht ihr, die schwitzt sogar.
All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
If I come close to you, you're just going to stab me, aren't you?
What? No! No, I wouldn't stab you.
Na dann.
I am just a sweet, innocent
Also,
princess trapped here for no
Die würde uns ja
reason.
nicht anlügen, oder?
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now?
Wenn sie
You're
das wäre, dann
acting
wäre
like
sie
you
schon
are.
längst gewendet, das stimmt.
My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, then we'll continue to treat you exactly
Können wir jetzt
how
mit der
you deserve to
Prinzessin
be
reden? Ihr
treated.
redet mir zu viel, ihr Stimmen in meinem Kopf. Also ich weiß, dass du ein Messer hast. Ich lass dich raus, wenn du es also auf den Boden legst.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't
Ja,
armed.
Gott sei Dank. Ja, dann beweis mal, dass du kein Messer hast.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you. But I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
Süßi.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Ja, dann geht es. Also, kommt, dann kann die gar nichts machen. Können wir einfach drüber reden?
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me out.
I think I've said my piece at this point.
Hmm?
I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Ich hab den Schlüssel nicht.
Oh, you don't? Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains. And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least
Du
for a
kämpfst
moment.
wie eine Kuh.
She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm.
Hallo.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defence.
Ethan,
She's
bist du
much
es?
better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh